Spawn me inside of the little cage we have for the pet you murdered.
I do not follow.
But I'm good. Alright, I have started my stream. Somehow the Satisfactory logo changed.
There must have been an update, maybe. I think there was a small update.
Yeah.
It was mostly nothing really much behind the scenes stuff. I think they optimized the game a bit, made the game save a little bit smaller or something. I think they changed how they're like packaging up the game save and made it easy for modders to mod the game or something.
Oh. You need more concrete over there?
I will. I need copper sheets.
How many?
Probably a lot. And I need some plastic too. To build pipes with. That's what it's for mostly.
Yeah. One at a time, cuz.
The pipe Mark II takes plastic and copper sheets. And then the what are they called? The refineries also take copper sheets.
Trying to think. I think before you start getting that built, we should build a train station to get a lot of this stuff automated, sent over. If you really want to get it done right. I mean,
yeah,
I
you can build the train goes right above this, so.
Yeah. Although I don't know how quickly how quickly you can. Well, I guess we would. I don't know.
Do you want to try making the train station this time?
Nah. I think I'll just empty all of my inventory and just start taking shit over.
I don't know if we'll need to take that many trips.
Okay.
I'm not sure how many materials we're gonna need.
There's still concrete over there that I put there,
yeah,
right?
I believe so, yeah.
I think I'm gonna put a bunch of my stuff into some storage containers over here, and then just start taking stuff.
I might put all my
Because
stuff...
I mean, a person can take a lot more than a train.
I mean, a train can take a full storage container's worth.
Yeah, but...
And you can automate it to go back and forth.
Yeah, you can automate it.
But the thing is, yeah, you have to connect conveyor belts and stuff to automate it.
And it's not going to be immediate. We're not just all of a sudden going to immediately get everything we need. We'd have to wait for things to, like, stack up. And...
Yeah, it'd only really be worth it for something we might need a lot of, like concrete. Which you've already brought a lot over. Hey, Nerdist!
Hey,
Morris is in the chat.
what's up?
Hey, you got some copper sheets over here already in the storage container.
See, I'm a great.
Still need plastic though.
So you need plastic?
Plastic's the only thing I really need right now.
Okay. What's up, Nerdist? How you doing, cuzzo? Went to the chiropractor, and just like I thought, my spine and hips are misaligned.
That's not good.
Yes, I am a great choo-choo. And I'm not getting concrete this time. I'm getting plastic.
Let's see, let me open up the
Do you have the multi-stream up, Cash?
No, I'm doing
Why
it
don't you
now.
ever do that? Why do you hate my viewership?
Actually,
I
did.
give you viewers.
Well, I did have it up, but let me refresh it.
I give you a free viewer, but you refuse to give me
I
one.
was planning on it.
All right.
I actually did have it up. I just had it minimized so I couldn't see it though. All right.
View 4 is the best one. Hey, cuzzy! The guy I had dinner with has just joined my stream.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We had our monthly dinner. It was electric. Had these massive burgers. Had like so many beers.
Good for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had a burger for lunch.
Yeah.
It was just all right.
Yeah. So Connor, as you can see, that yes, this is absolute electricity. I created this this hypertube that goes all about the map.
He's very proud of his hypertube.
I am very proud of my hypertube. I'm just zipping about, you know.
I think the train above it is much more impressive.
I'm doing great. The train above it that I put up there too.
You helped a bit.
Look at this slight
Actually,
grade I put
did
in.
a lot.
I did the whole thing.
You did like all the you did a lot of it.
Yeah. The train and the hypertube is my baby.
Except for the train stations. I did those.
Yeah, because if I would have done it, you would have complained. Look at all this electricity that I have being piped about. Here's our map. We unlocked the whole thing. We're basically manufacturers that are. I have a feeling we're the bad guys. Yeah, I have a feeling we're the bad guys because we're like really like tearing up the natural resources. Got to get the oil, you know, the coal, and we got the oil.
We do not care about the environment at all in this game with all this pollution with these machines.
Yeah. And we got the iron. We got the iron, the oil, and the coal. Yes, we are horrible.
We are very bad.
And we murder all of the natural life. In the name of self-defense, of course.
Yeah, self-defense.
Self-defense.
Nothing wrong with that.
He got in my... He jumped into my sword, sir. Is that what we're calling these? Swords? I don't know. Guess I really didn't need to do that, but I did because I forgot I built the hyper tube down here. Nuclear. Talk about nuclear.
Nuclear.
All right, here's your plastic.
Oh yeah.
Anything else, sir?
We can start nuclear in about 2 weeks once the new update's out.
What else do you want? You got your plastic.
I'm pretty good right now.
Ah, yes, self-defense when you kill everyone to make room for more pollution. Nerdist gets it.
Hey, this is a different planet. Maybe it needs more pollution, you know, to balance things out.
How do you know that, you know, there's too much oxygen here? You know? Could be a big problem. You know, it's a very toxic substance.
I think there's like people talk about nuking Mars and stuff to create an atmosphere or whatever. Like, I guess that's
nuking Mars.
Yeah, with like atomic bombs.
Well, I know what you would nuke it with.
Well, yeah,
why.
because I think that's kind of the same idea, or similar to polluting it. I think it's a little bit different. I think in how the science works.
Is it because Elon's okay with it? We're okay with it?
But I think I've also heard you would need like 1,000 nukes or something, and it would only be a short-term solution, and that the atmosphere would go away over time. So it's really not worth doing.
1,000 nukes.
Maybe
That's
more.
a lot of nukes.
Yeah.
Did they want to nuke the moon because it would be, because they wanted to do testing there instead of on Earth? Was that the thinking?
I don't know about the moon, but this was Mars. I guess, like, Mars has a very, very small atmosphere.
Ooh.
And I think it just, like, you need to build it up. It has, like, no magnetic shielding or something. Or
Nerdist is saying that we didn't want the Soviets to win.
Ah.
Damn right, we don't want those commies.
That's also true.
Nothing worse than a commie, I tell you. Looks like you need some motors. Did I put? I feel like I put some there. Or have you picked those
I
up?
have some in my inventory, and I have some. I put some of mine into the chest. I have no idea how many we'll need, but
yeah. Now you're getting it, Connor. Amen. You know, if the Soviets can't have it, then no one. Or if we can't have it, then the Soviets can't.
I watched the.
There, I'll give you a little tour, Connor. But go ahead. What were you gonna
I was
say?
gonna say I watched the. Speaking of space, I watched the SpaceX launch yesterday. That was pretty exciting.
Is that the one that blew up?
Yes, but it also landed,
Did anyone die?
and no one died.
Oh, good.
No one was even near the site.
I thought that was hilarious, that meme that you put that was like, no, worse. You'll,
Nerdist, they did their third test of the Starship or whatever. A 10-kilometer like flight and then a belly flop and landing. And they actually did it all and landed. And then the spaceship sat on the pad for about 8 minutes and then just randomly blew up in a big ball of fire. It was kind of, but it was a success because that was their goal, just to land. They didn't care if it blew up afterwards.
All right, Connor. So this is central headquarters, like I was telling you about.
I'm very
So
proud
we
of
got
the headquarters.
we have everything conveyed here or by train, and then this first floor is all of our equipment, all in these storage containers. We then feed it up to the next floor for complex. Oh no, this is our conveyor floor.
The conveyor floor is very interesting to look at.
It's where everything. It's like
big jumble.
Where everything has a purpose. And then on the next floor, we have our first set of complex manufacturing, which is our assemblers, which can take input 2 objects and output 1. So this one is inputting steel pipes and copper wire and outputting stators. This one is inputting rotors and stators and outputting motors. And then on the top floor is our even more complex manufacturing.
Yep. Everything's in nice, neat rows on the first, third, and fourth row.
Yes.
The second floor is a mess, trying to line everything up so it can be neat on the other floors.
This is 4 inputs, 1 output. So modular frames, steel pipes, encased industrial beams, and screws, making heavy modular frames. I am a makeshift train. Yeah. Yeah, can't blame the train if you built it. Yep. Yep.
I need to go grab some of that plastic you brought over.
Do you need more?
No. I just need some, and I have none at the moment because I gotta pick it up.
What else do you need?
Nothing at the moment.
Stop saying nothing.
I need you to do the math of how many machines I need.
All right. We'll do some math.
Which I don't have much information to give you.
I think we said that it takes 60 oil. 60 oils.
60 oil?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, how many refineries per 600 meters cube of oil?
Gotcha.
And then a bonus, like.
I'm trying to.
I'll ignore the bonus for now.
What are we trying to? We're using the refinery to create what?
We're going from crude oil to, what is it called? Refined? Or no, just fuel. From crude oil to fuel.
Okay.
I can give you the ratios in a second.
440 motors, 150 pipes, 100 computers, and 200 heavy. Alright.
Let's see.
Okay,
One machine takes 60 per minute, so that makes the math easy. That should be 10.
10 for a 600 one?
Yeah, because each machine takes 60.
So I have
which means
I'm
I
gonna.
need 10 times 4.75 refineries.
Alright, thank you for putting that up, Nerdist. I will. When I drop this stuff off in my train, as a human train thing, I will then pick those things up.
Nerdist, if you're looking at my my list, and subtracting what I didn't have yet in that list, it might not be exactly correct.
God, classic cash.
Because that was just a guesstimate of how many like refineries and stuff I would need. And see, how many refineries have I placed? I placed 10. And I need... How many do I need? I don't know how many I need. I'm gonna just do this the trial and error way.
Boo!
I'll just start building, and when I run out of materials, I'll grab more. Yeah, those materials on the right on my list are what I need, like the items that I need, but the amounts are not correct, I know.
I just thought of something, Cash, that you might need to consider. You're probably going to have to put... I don't know if you plan on, like, how you plan on hooking this up to the power grid, but you're probably going to need some like power generators or whatever it is on the grid to power.
Well, we have a decent amount of excess power at the moment, so
we do.
Might be all right.
But I don't know how much this is going to consume.
What I'll do is I'll put the power poles in rows so that we can just disconnect one section to like take out a whole row of things. So we can just turn off a whole row of refineries real easily that way.
So you're going to keep the refineries on the ground floor with the...
I think I might keep everything on the ground floor. Because then I don't have to deal with pumps for pipes, yeah. Right now I'm just focused on all the refineries.
So the refinery gives us liquid fuel?
Yes. It's orange fuel.
So it'll still need to be piped.
Yes, to the fuel generators, they're called.
Do the fuel generators need a lot? I wonder what the ratio from fuel generators to refineries is.
That's a little bit harder to calculate, but yeah, curious too.
All right. Cash.
What's up?
Do you have any steel beams on you?
I think I do.
I
only have 100.
That's fine. I only need 20.
Alright, I'll give you half.
Where are you?
I dropped it on the ground by this node.
Okay.
where I'm at currently. Where are you at?
I'm almost to you.
I'll bring it to you a little bit.
I'm right here.
Alright. Here's half of mine.
Here's something what's something you need right now? Because I got to put something down to give it to you.
Nothing.
Motors, there you go.
Alright. 50 motors for 50 steel beams.
It's a pretty fair trade, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Though I already had plenty of motors. Actually, maybe not.
You don't have plenty. You need way more. I brought a ton.
Yeah. I need motors for placing all the refineries, which I'm not doing at the moment.
Mm.
I'm not doing this right. Or maybe... This is 150. Where's my map? That one was impure, impure. Okay, until here. Wait, what was... That was normal. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go back and see what we'll need per fuel generator.
But fuel generators a little bit harder because they don't give you the how much like per minute when you open them up. They just give you how many seconds it takes to burn a thing of fuel.
Human train activate.
Human train activate. Oh, you going back for more materials?
Human hypertube. That's more like it. Face facts cache. You need me on that wall.
Wait, what wall are you on?
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. A few good men. Come on, cuz.
I was about to ask, is this a reference I'm not getting? I just couldn't handle the truth.
You got that, cuz. Have you ever been a human train before, Nerdist? It's quite fun.
I'll let you keep on having all the fun.
That's what I thought. I feel like it doesn't take as long as it used to get around the map. Especially with this middle path I've created. I would create a side-to-side path, but I haven't found an application for it yet.
Right. I would just wait until we need it. Or you're just really bored and don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
So these two are pure.
So here is 600.
Yep. So they'll each need their own pipe.
How much does a pipe do for you?
Pipe Mark II does 600.
I'm gonna start writing some of this shit down.
What part of it?
How about you mind your own business, Cash?
Don't tell me what to do.
Ugh, dead pencil.
Dead? You killed it?
Alright.
Can't afford. I need more copper sheets.
Sounds like a you problem.
Oh, you put two more storage containers over here.
See what you got.
Not a whole lot of copper sheets.
There, I just gave you some. God.
Ooh, I might need iron plates.
Hate that for you.
I mean, actually,
What do you need them
maybe
for?
not. You just need a few for like the support stands and stuff. Every pipeline support takes 2.
We're definitely making heavy modular frames a lot faster, which is good.
How are we doing on the motors?
Weren't there a ton that I dropped in there?
Yeah, you did drop a lot, but we definitely need a lot too.
I probably need to
We might need.
see if we can optimize it, 'cause it's not that fast.
Yeah, check and see if there's any easy optimizations.
Spaghetti.
The thing with motors is that they only stack up to 50. So it might look like we have a lot because we have a lot of stacks, but it's really not that much.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here. 60 per minute. So we input 60 mega cube or cubic meters.
Yep. And it outputs 40 cubic meters of fuel.
40 meters cubed. What do we do with the other stuff? Do we not care?
I do not know yet. We
And
can
30
just feed it all
polymer
into
resin.
the...
Awesome things.
Yeah, for now. Just get rid of it.
Nerdist, do you know what you could do with polymer resin? Anything useful?
You might be able to turn it into, like... I know we can turn it into fabric, but we don't really need fabric.
He says plastic.
Yeah, I was thinking plastic. It might be an alternate recipe that we don't have yet, though.
So I gotta put some fuel in this thing to be able to...
Yeah, let's see how long it takes.
Does packaged fuel work?
I don't know, honestly.
Let's see what happens. It does not. Alright, there's an alternate for both rubber and plastic that use resin and water.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we have those unlocked yet.
Do you still need iron plates?
Yeah, I probably will need some eventually. We do have it.
Good.
I don't see it.
You would see it under,
Oh, it's right here. Residual
Plastic.
plastic and residual rubber. Yeah, we've gotten a good amount of the hard drives. And we picked, like, the useful recipes. We don't have a lot of the less useful recipes yet. So yeah, we can, I guess that's what we can do with a second floor eventually, is convert that resin to whatever we need, rubber or plastic.
that makes sense.
And we're already making fabric with the resin at the other little power plant.
Just gonna see if there's anything to do with our motors up here.
Alright.
Well, we only have one assembler doing motors. Why did you set it up like that, Cash?
That was probably all we could handle at the time. I don't know what
Rotors.
motors need and how many more you can make now.
I don't know. It's at 100%. I know. Cache is very cringe.
Someone has to be.
Don't encourage him. He doesn't need any more encouragement.
Alright, I'll try to stop.
Why do you have to wake up at 5 a.m., cuz?
I found out today I have to have a meeting with India tomorrow morning.
Ugh!
So
Sounds
it's
terrible.
Early our time, late their time.
What time is it for them?
I think the meeting starts at like 5:30 their time.
You don't have to. That's not how things work.
Well, they work first shift over there, so that's the end of their shift. Yeah, all of India. I'm meeting with all of India.
Okay, so that's not how things work in the U.S. of A. In the U.S. of A, they make it convenient for us.
I mean, I'm meeting with other people in my company that are located in India so that we can get together and complain about a program and come up with solutions about the program based on what complaints we find.
Jeez.
India doesn't like this program and they want to switch to a different one. So first we gotta list reasons to switch.
Yeah.
It's kind of
The only reason why I was saying that is at my old job, they would literally make the people that lived in different countries accommodate to us for everything. Which I thought was like kind of fucked up. You know, they're waking up at like
I mean,
ungodly hours.
the meeting's at 7 my time, but then
I'm glad you guys are being nice to them. Though though I hate that for you.
I mean, the meeting's at 7, but then I have a long commute, and then it's even worse because the river is kind of at flood stage right now.
Ooh.
And one of the roads I always take is currently closed because it's flooded. So makes my commute even longer.
Jeez. You're on the east side, right?
I work on the east side.
Yeah, I need some wire and concrete. You see that?
You need wire and concrete.
Not the cable. Our concrete fills up so quickly. Cash put these buffers in, which is really nice.
We also have, what do we have, like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think we have 5 nodes making concrete 5 limestone nodes.
Mm.
And I think most of them are all overclocked.
With buffers. So it used to it used to be 2 items would come out, and then on the update they switched to 1.
What do
You know what I mean, Cash?
No, I don't know what you mean. 2 items would come out?
Yeah, at the storage containers. When you
You
do
mean the little conveyor belt at the end?
Yeah. We used to have 2. Now we only have 1.
You sure it's not like
No, I know.
only
I know
one
that.
you can see easily and the other one's kind of only half out, so it's kind of in the dark area?
I'm certain, Cash.
Huh. I mean, that could be part of the update. I mean, they switched game engines, which it's like some of the visuals are kind of glitchy and a bit different. Like whenever I place these pipeline supports, it looks kind of glitchy until I place it. Alright, so I have... That's a normal node. Which... Is that 300? What's this node? It's also normal, so good.
Alright, let's see how 2 do. Well, that was quick. We're already at 100% efficiency on both.
It sounds like you need to add more than 2.
Yeah. I added 1.
What does it take to make motors? With like stators?
Stators and rotors.
Okay, so that just takes... That just takes like all iron and copper stuff, right? Is that...
I want to build.
Stators and rotors don't take any steel.
What the hell's going on?
You okay?
Yeah. Won't let me build. Oh, now it does. But now it won't.
Will it not let you just build the one place where you want to?
Yeah. It doesn't even give a reason why not. Nerd, you seeing this?
I'm watching your stream now.
So I can put it over here.
Can you just place it like one off? Like just
No.
Leave a little gap between...
No. We'll try again.
Like just place a little bit to the right maybe? No?
No. It finally went, but it's a pretty big gap.
I guess just leave the gap. I guess that's the best we can do. It'll still be in a row. I just guess there'll be a gap.
It might be an issue though when yes, I am confusion as well. It could be an issue if we need a lot of these and they get close to that train station over there. Although, probably not.
Yeah. What you could try to leave the gap exactly one assembler wide. So
It's
maybe
almost one assembler wide.
yeah, make it. You can make the gap a little bit larger so it's one assembler wide, and maybe sometime later we can add in that missing assembler.
I am also confusion, yes. Well, I built some extra foundations I didn't need to. Love that for you. We're still at 100%.
Well, that might be good. Because if you do too much, you'll probably start taking stuff away from other machines that might
Yeah.
need the rotors or...
So we've just tripled our motor production. Whew. All right, I'm gonna start bringing some of the stuff to you like a train does.
I like that your train doesn't need tracks.
We will need to put a train station there eventually for whatever byproduct we choose.
Make fabric or plastic.
We'll probably make some of everything, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are the two things that we'll need eventually. More of.
You there?
What's up?
My game crashed.
Yeah, mine's still running.
Let's try this again.
Says Murrdadog has left the game.
He did not choose it.
It does not say anything about whether he chose to or not.
Yeah, it might fix the assembler issue. What the hell? Does my screen look weird, Nerdist?
What do you mean?
On OBS, it looks weird. Good. Alright. You don't play on experimental?
Yeah, we just switched over.
Yeah, it looks fine. We chose to play experimental because
I think there's two
that's where the
reasons.
update's going.
Yep, that was the first reason. The second reason was that they're supposedly added some updates that helped with multiplayer. Doesn't seem to have any big effects, but kind of seemed to help a little bit with the trains.
Yeah, I can see train now.
It's still buggy, but it's better. Alright, I got all the pipes hooked up to the oil extractors.
The oil?
To where the rows of refineries are going to be.
So, a pure node makes you 600, right?
Yep.
And then what is a
normal makes 300 and an impure makes 150.
And then how many of each do we have? Do you remember?
Yeah. You can look at the map and it'll tell you. I have them all labeled. But
Nice.
basically when you add them all up, we have 4 full pipes of 600 cubic meters, and then 1 pipe that's only 3/4 of the way full. So what is that? 450 cubic meters. Now I gotta add power to. Oh, I don't have any copper wire. Hey! I need a train.
I think there is some copper wire in this shipment.
Perfect. I can't build any power lines.
No need to fear, the human train is almost here.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Chugga 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 chugga. Oh, nice.
I
That pipe
didn't
you
finish
put
all the
in
pipes.
keeps me from, like, launching.
I forgot a section of pipe. I lied.
Alright. You have more supplies.
Yay!
Wait.
Do you want to help me place refineries or build power lines? Or what are you gonna do next?
I wanted to see what, can we hook one of these up to a fuel generator?
Sure.
Just so that we can get some stats?
You're gonna have to build some power lines
Alright, well, I already have.
to some of the oil extractors and then to some of the refineries, and then you can just build a temporary fuel generator to get the stats.
Alright. Here we go. I need cable. I think I have some.
I need cable. Actually, no, I need wire.
Thought I didn't have any for a second. Yes, you can turn around in hypertubes. It blew my mind the first time as well. Iron rod, wire, concrete.
Alright, we're gonna have the right 4 rows will be full rows of 600 cubic meters of oil. The leftmost one will be only 450.
I swore I had some rods laying in the room. Aha, there they are. What were you warbling about, Cash?
Nothing too important.
I took some of the wire to do this.
That's fine. I only needed to place down the power lines. So what the man wants to know? What did you want to know again? I already forgot.
Typical Cash. Doesn't care about his viewers.
No, I thought you wanted to know. Or... Are you connecting these? I don't like how you're connecting the machines.
I didn't realize you had 2 back to back, and so then I.
Well,
just
it's gonna be more than 2 back to back. It's gonna be rows of like 10.
Well, you can fix it then.
I already started fixing it.
This is a research and development thing. Do you care about R&D? And yes, there is a correct answer to that question.
Are you asking me
Yeah.
if I care about R&D?
Yes.
I do care about R&D.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Because the company I work for doesn't do any R&D, which makes our life harder. Or at least, so we're building these machines for customers, but at the same time we're trying to like develop the machines at the same time. Like, we're like, hurry up and develop this and sell it to the customer, instead of taking time to develop it, then sell.
Sounds about right.
And at the moment we're short-staffed, so I don't have any time to do any development in between.
That's a classic Cash thing. He'll just like... he won't answer your question. He'll be like, you could figure this out on your own. It's like, dude, I don't have time right now. You know the answer. Just tell me. Typical Cash.
Placing power poles at the input of every machine.
Ugh, I need plastic. God damn it.
Plastic? What, to build the pipes or something?
Yeah.
You can just use pipe Mark 1, probably.
Nope, I want to replicate it. Yeah. I still... Why doesn't it just tell us what it creates? Or not what it creates, what it takes in?
None of the power generators do that.
Do you have it hooked? Do you have that stuff hooked up to power now?
Yeah. I'm kind of like disconnecting and reconnecting it, so it might go out for a second.
Mm.
Yeah, what I'm doing is just putting a power pole in front of every machine so that each machine gets its own power pole. Makes kind of nicer the lines. And I'm putting the power poles at the front of the machines because I like to think of it as we're inputting power, so they go at the input of the machine.
Mm. Do you have everything set up now?
What do you mean by set up? I mean the thing you're setting up to test is powered.
Alright.
Though the pipes,
You didn't...
You should set it up for the Actually, yeah, it might be getting oil. Only 2 of the oil extractors are powered. But I think you're hooked up to one of the powered ones.
Alright, so each one takes in 15 meters cubed per minute. Which is why there's so many.
15... Is that always there? That's the consumption rate. How long it takes to consume 1 fuel unit. I think that's 15 seconds. Is that right?
Yeah, 15 meters cubed per minute. That tells you.
Oh, okay, so it takes 15 cubic meters of fuel per minute. Alright.
Yeah. We're currently accumulating fuel, as you can see.
Yeah. Now that you know the ratio, I guess you can delete that. It's gonna get in the way. Because we're gonna need 10 of these in a line. 10 refineries there.
Alright.
And then further to the north, we can have a bunch of the fuel generators.
Each one makes 150 megawatts of power. Is that what it is?
You can open up Q and look at it. I think it tells you the power. I don't remember what it was.
Yep, 150 megawatts. Alright. So... for every full pipe of oil, we will need 10 refineries.
Yep.
And then that will create 400
400
meters cubed of fuel.
divided by 15.
Divided by 15, that would be 26.677 cents. So
multiply that by 4.75. Because that's how many rows of refineries we're gonna have.
What's the calculator button?
N.
M?
N. Yeah. And then you just type it in that search thing. It's not very graphical.
This does not work very well.
No. You can just pull up the Windows calculator.
Yeah.
Though,
So we'll need 127 fuel generators.
127. So let's make a list of that.
Why did Ramrod have so many?
I think he said he was doing like turbo fuel, which might be a tier 7 thing that we don't have yet.
Oh. Well,
But I mean,
he
127 is still a lot.
He did something with like residual fuel or something.
Alright, I got my to-do list for 127 fuel generators.
Well, let's see what we have here already.
Oh, I just did the fuel generators in my to-do list, not the refineries, which we have 20 of already.
Alright, let me just look at these.
We need like 2,000 motors just for the fuel generators.
Yeah. So 127 fuel generators, and then that is total. And then refineries, we will need 48 refineries. Do you know how many you've made?
20.
So 28 more. Okay. Feels weird when the train's shadow goes over me.
You know, if you're making a to-do list, you
Yep.
can hold shift when clicking on the plus and it goes up by increments of 10.
I just type in the number that I need.
Oh, I guess I didn't know you could type it in. How many refineries again?
28.
28. Alright, I got my to-do list up.
We have the same to-do list.
Now the thing is, as we start placing it, it'll automatically tick down for one of us, but not the other. So
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that we already have everything of here.
I have
Then
enough encased industrial beams.
That's good. And then there's enough. Well, there's not really enough copper sheets because we're always building pipes. Steel pipes. I could probably do a run for those.
Yep.
Quick wire. We need a lot of it.
Really, I would like to focus on the refineries first.
I don't remember which ones those were.
Yeah, I don't remember either. It's motors, encased industrial beams, and cable. So it's really just a lot of motors.
Motors and cable is what you need then.
Yep.
You said cable?
Cable, yep.
I don't have cable on mine. You're looking at packaging.
I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the oil extractor, my bad.
Oh.
Motors, yeah, steel pipe, copper sheets, encased industrial beam.
Steel pipe. Copper sheet. Alright, I'll come back with steel pipes and copper sheets then. And then we'll kind of go from there.
How do I change my to-do list? There we go. I just got the refineries up now. If you take a
Nice.
280 motors. And we probably have most of that already here. All the oil refineries on one side are powered.
Nice. You still with us, Nerdist?
I still got... Looks like he is. Unless someone else is watching. 'Cause I still got 3 viewers.
Nice. Oh, he's messing about with Satisfactory. Yep.
Probably not doing the most exciting things right now. Oh, I'm out of iron rods. Oh no.
There should be some over there, and not many. I can put that on my list.
Yeah, I need them to build the power lines.
What else?
That's all I got right now.
Alright.
I'm gonna have to place some more foundations soon. We have a good amount of concrete here at the moment. Wow. I used all but 3 of the copper sheets I had.
There's some over there.
Yeah, I see that. But I finished the pipes that I needed with just 3 left.
Jeez.
Is what I was getting at.
Alright.
Alright.
We'll almost have all of them. Well, actually, I can't say it for certain. I'll just let you know when I get over there. We should have everything that you need for all the refineries, though, when I get over there. When the train returns.
Alright. just need the steel pipes.
Well, there's a lot of steel pipes on their way.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish placing down the power poles now. And then I'll place down a bunch of foundations, and then I'll be ready to replace the refineries.
Do you like when you return to the storage containers and there's more there?
Yes, but I also don't like returning to the storage containers. 'Cause I feel like whenever I need more materials, it's like when I'm really far away from the storage containers. Like I'm at the furthest oil extractor or something.
Hmm. Maybe I could put all of the items in like a continuous loop of storage containers.
You could. I don't think it's necessary though.
And then you just have to kind of wait and see if something pops up in the one by you.
You have to like build something so it like shuffles up the stuff and randomizes the order as it goes through. Alright, all the oil extractors are powered now.
Oh.
Oil.
Alright, more rods and more steel pipes for you.
I need 840 steel pipe.
Well, that is more than enough.
Good.
Good.
Good. Well done. Placing a lot of foundations, man.
Alright, so you are all set for the refineries. Now, it's the, where you my queue.
What?
When I'm on the hypertube, I was like, I wanted to view the queue stuff.
doesn't let you.
No.
Can you press X and view that stuff? That gets you some of the same information.
You can, yeah. But I had a break in it, so.
Every time I come back, there's more storage containers.
The last 4 are not being used or something like that. I just built those.
Alright.
How many motors do you have / are over there?
I do not know.
Okay, I'm just looking at
check.
screen-ish.
Here. Which... I'll put all the motors... Actually, I needed those motors. Ah. Let's do 1.5 stacks. I'll just take them. Alright, there are about...
I think I counted 850 or something like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stacks of 50 about. In excess.
No, not in excess. Because that's not... I'm doing fuel generators and...
Wow.
I know how many. You have 850, and we need 1,900. So about 1,000 more will do the trick. Big project's going pretty well. Human train's almost done with this part.
I'll be done placing all the refineries soon.
Yeah, once I finish gathering everything that we need, then I can help Cash. That's sort of been why I've not been doing it. We almost have enough motors. We need like 3... and like 400 more. Do you have a lot of heavy modular frames, or no, not really?
There's some over here.
That'll probably be what we're waiting on
We
when it's all
probably
said
have
and done.
maybe like 5 to 10 stacks over here.
We officially have enough quick wire.
I forgot to tell you this earlier, but I was considering when I was going to go back for materials, but I haven't had to since you kept on bringing them. Just to place my inventory in a crate over here and then kill myself and respawn at our base and pick it all
Yeah,
up and come back.
that's not a bad idea. It's just
Uh,
annoying having to have like Blade Runners and stuff. And
yeah.
I've actually thought about that too. The amount of times I died out there, I was just
Yeah.
bringing stuff as I died. You
Yeah.
know.
Bit cheaty, but
Do you ever stream your stuff, Nerdist? I think you said you did. I think you said that you only have one monitor or something. It's fun, especially if you have a couple friends or something.
yeah. I wish more of our friends had PCs to
Yeah,
game on.
wish they were elite like we are.
But I guess we're kind of new to it also, so maybe with
Yeah.
some more time.
We need to act. We're gonna act like PC elitists though.
You might. I'll try to be humble, but not act like that.
You are such an elitist, Cash. You're the
On the
biggest elite
inside,
ever.
but I try not to show it. Can't afford. I thought I had enough motors.
More are on their way.
Well, there's enough here. I thought I had enough picked up. I guess I didn't. I guess my to-do list didn't have enough. Wasn't right. That was the problem.
Mm.
How many more did I need? Maybe about 10 more.
Got one who plays it and we start a world, but that's why it took us. Nice. The only downside to doing multiplayer on this is that you have to synchronize your play times to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I still do enjoy it. You truly don't have to.
I mean the host can play at any time, but there's no like I don't think you can
No.
host the server without being logged in.
Alright. I'm gonna tell me how many heavy modular frames you have.
I have none on me. They're all in the storage containers.
Alright, I'm gonna pick all of them up and then put them all back just so I can get a good count.
Yeah, just put them all into like one of the empty ones at the end or something.
Alright. Isn't there a shortcut to pick all of the same ones up?
Controller shift. I forget which one it is.
Let's control. Alright. Wait. We have 708. Which means we need 550 or like 560. I'll just say 600. And then, how many computers are on you?
50.
Okay.
Alright, all the refineries are placed.
We have enough computers.
I gotta click into every refinery and select it, the fuel. I don't like that, this part.
What's RB? Rubber. Ha. I'm gonna get stacks of rubber. And then we'll be pretty much done. Good thing we have our heavy modular frames going fast. Alright. Have a good time, Nerdus.
Yeah,
Have a good
I
sleep.
should probably hop off also.
Yeah.
I'll regret it in the morning, staying up late.
Classic Cash.
I do have some energy drinks ready, though, ready for me in the morning.
Oh my gosh. Classic Cash.
Though I should probably take it and put it right by my bed so I can just wake up and have it right away.
Plug one. It won't be cold.
No, that's the only downside. But if I don't, then I probably won't just start drinking one until like after I've taken a shower and stuff.
You configuring all of them?
Yep, almost done. And then I'll just have to hook up pipes and power to them all. And then I'll have to hook up the outputs to them all. I gotta figure out where the outputs are gonna go though. Where our fuel generators are gonna be. I mean, my plan is to have the fuel generators just to the north, but I gotta figure out how many like rows or how to align the fuel generators so I know how many like pipes or and stuff like that. So these make 40 fluid per minute output. And we have 10 in a row, so that's 400. I guess I just have each row go to a row of fuel generators or something. Probably be the easiest rather than trying to like combine the pipes.
To make sure that the pipes aren't overstuffed.
Well, they're gonna be understuffed.
Mm.
That's why I said it'd probably be easier than combining the pipes, because have to do like
You'll probably
one
need
pipe
more fuel
combined with.
generators then, right? Well, if you make it all connected at some point, then it'll all even out, right?
Yeah, it might. I don't know
I
if I'll
mean,
do it that way though. Alright, I think I'm probably gonna wrap up now.
alright.
I got all the refineries placed. Next time I'll have to finish up putting the inputs into it and start the outputs to the fuel generators. It's starting to take shape. It's starting to look good now.
Yep. And I have my list of what's still needed.
I can't stop until you're ready to stop though, since I'm
Alright,
the host.
I'm ready to stop. But yeah, when we'll be good on when I bring these rubbers over,
Yep.
we can just go straight into. I can be there helping you build all the time, and then
Yeah.
when we need the last few, I can go back and get them because by
Okay.
then they'll have been made.
Okay, we're still waiting for some to be made.
Not much, but
Yeah, that's pretty good. I thought we might be waiting longer.
nah. We need 400 motors, which their production got tripled today, and 600 heavy modular frames.
Yeah. Alright.
All right, Kaja.
Alright, I'll save the game now.
All right.
Wanna guess at how many hours?
Are we in the 70s now?
We are. We're at 71 hours and 18 minutes of playtime.
Nice. That's Murcash, right?
No, that is Kashmir.
What?
Though for some reason the auto saves are still Murcash. I guess the game is still Murcash, but then the save file is Kashmir.
God.
I don't think I can rename the.
You're getting taunted in the swarm, Cash. Pull up the swarm chat on your phone real quick.
Alright, I'm gonna.
No, don't end it.
Don't
Pull
end
it up first. Pull it up first, then you can end
it. You want my reaction
it.
on stream?
Of course. Yes. Start at Roth's no cheating thing.
I have some other messages. Okay.
Oh, come on, Cash.
Talking about the fans. You want me to tell you something?
What?
I sleep with the fan on sometimes.
What? I don't believe that for a second.
My ceiling fan is nice and quiet.
I thought.
Though, It's kind of weird. It has 3
But fans gave
speeds.
you PTSD.
I don't like to sleep with loud fans.
Mm.
That's the thing. But I do like the breeze from them.
I am just shocked at this revelation.
I guess it kind of depends on the fan. I don't like um, fans that really like chop at the air and make a lot of sound, and I also don't like if like the motor for the fan makes like a low hum in the background
Mm.
either, which usually most fans make one of the two. I found my ceiling fan. It has 3 speeds, and the middle speed is the quietest. I
Jeez.
think when it's on the fastest speed, the blades are really like choppy, and I don't like that sound. But when it's on the lowest speed, the motor is like, I don't like the sound of the motor because it's sort of like turning on and off and on. And that's what I
Mm.
don't like because
Your
they're
life's so
keeping
hard,
the speed
Cash.
lower. I'm an expert sleeper. I know how to I know how to make my sleeping conditions good.
Oh, we know that. Alright, wait. Don't
Wait,
resave the game if you already saved it.
I can save again. Just tell me when you're ready.
Uh, I am... I am now ready.
Alright, saved.
Alright.
Alright, see ya.
See ya.